Welcome back to Living Proof. Oh my goodness, we are happy to be back today. I'm co-host Joyce.
I'm Gabby.
And we are going to open it up, set the tone with some prayer. Gabby, if you want to take it away from here.
Okay. Well, everybody, actually, let's hold on for a second. We have a special occasion. This may be news for some of you. This may not be news. This is news to me today, so I wanted to make sure that we take a second and highlight our girl, Joyce. She let us know that she has chosen the college that she wants to go to. We will keep it private just so she can enjoy her life. But I want to congratulate her, and I'm so proud of you. She let us know that she will be double majoring in
neuroscience, computer science.
Okay, because she's a smart baddie. Hello. And I found out today that she's going to be a surgeon.
Yeah.
Let's call it now. We're calling it now.
Yeah,
it's determined.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say that I am so proud of you because we are learning each other on this podcast. And that was a monumental news moment for us, even though I couldn't emote earlier. I am very proud of you. And so I wanted to make sure that we shout you out and
that was a beautiful
give you a moment.
Thank you so much for.
Is that what you were expecting?
No, guys, Gabby, literally a minute ago was like, don't ask too many questions. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, do you want to do it? Should I do it? I was like, girl, do what?
Yeah.
But I'm glad I let her take the reins. I feel so loved.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's bow our heads, everybody online, everybody in here. Bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today. Thank you for bringing us here, giving us another opportunity to spread your love, spread your word on the Living Proof podcast. Lord, we thank you again for just a beautiful life, a beautiful day, and another chance to bring glory to you. We want to give you special thanks for Joyce today and her very large brain. And we ask that you continue to protect her in her anointing and let her walk in the path that you have guided for her and give her the protection that she needs on this journey as she makes her way to college and, goes through all the trials and tribulations that come with becoming the person that you have called her to be. We thank you again for all that you have done, all that you continue to do, and that all that you will be doing for us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Was Joyce's eyes closed?
They were, for once.
For what?
Oh, my goodness.
Is it because I said your name in
the
prayer?
Yeah. I had to lock it.
Did you get
when
nervous?
you said my name, my eyes went.
Yeah.
Head went down.
Literally. Oh, my gosh.
I'm so glad they can't see me when we do that.
Oh,
Let me
really?
tell you, girl, the first episode,
Uh-huh.
I was rustling. Remember you showed me the clips?
No.
We were rewatching some of the clips of the outtakes, whatever. And obviously we have 3 different lenses going at once.
Yeah.
And when Gabby was praying the first time, I was like shuffling, rustling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because Gabby's just like locked in, head down, eyes closed,
Yeah.
hands folded. And I'm like,
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, then I guess Joyce has some more surprises coming for her.
right.
Yeah, because,
Right.
episodes already live and they're edited and they are showing a new side of you.
Yeah, don't
behind
even
the camera.
fret. Don't even fret.
Okay, well, today on the episode, what number is this? 4? Maybe? We'll be talking about being Blackish because we're both
Blackish.
mixed babies. Yeah. And so I guess let's kick it off.
Let's dive right in.
Okay,
What
so
type of black are you?
right, exactly. Honestly, I think this is where we should start, especially because you're a little bit more spicy than I am, I think. So why don't you tell the people a little bit of what you are?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a healthy mix of Ethiopian bread and German bread cookie. If you tasted me, I would be tangy and sweet, a little spicy. But yeah, I don't know. What else should I say?
That's it.
Okay.
I think that's
yeah,
more than
your
enough.
turn. Talk about your cookie, girl.
Heck no. Okay, so this is supposed to be a
Guys,
Christian
I take it
podcast.
too serious. Anything I say, don't find another deeper meaning. There's no deeper meaning. Just
Right.
take the cookie as the cookie crumbles.
Amen. Okay. Well,
You're
perfect.
Oh my
You're
God, hand
wild.
hug, please. Oh, that's the wrong side. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's inappropriate for me to be like this. And on my shoulder.
You're
Worked out.
round shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
I worked out yesterday.
Yeah, Gabby got lit in the gym.
Yeah, I did. I had fun. Okay, but me on the flip side,
Yeah.
I'm
What are
black
you?
and Filipino. So
That's good. That's a nice, healthy, rich mix too.
yeah,
Why
I
do you
mean,
think
like
that's
we're
like
the best.
that's funner?
But I mean, like this is a question to be posed into the audience. Like, are you more black than me because you're African and I'm just like black? You know? Like,
Oh, I
you see
always
what I'm saying?
presumed black in my mind to be like African American
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm never taught about any other black.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Is that just
right.
me? Like at school, like I never even like
But like
knew.
African American, like African descent, like, and it could be so far, you know?
You're
Like, so I'm
so
like kind of
right.
just like regular
You're
black.
okay. I see.
That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my
yeah.
kind of mental differentiation. I mean,
Totally.
at this point, I feel like by time this episode releases, we probably have haters, right? So it's probably
Oh,
somebody's gonna disagree. They're gonna be
100%.
like, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
black is black,
Right.
and like, but
you
'cause they're like,
know,
if
there's
everybody's
like a
from
big
Africa,
thing that
right?
Ethiopians are like really anti being called like African American because apparently it was the only colony not like colonized by the French or the Brits. I don't know history to be quite honest. Like I could.
I'm really
be
mad.
honest.
Yeah.
But Ethiopian people are really defensive about being like, and that's why a lot of them are Trumpies. Did you know that?
They're what?
Trumpies.
Oh no, I had no idea.
I
This
didn't
is
know
news to
until
me.
like I actually talked to my black friends about being Ethiopian.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Did they
Like,
think you were different than them?
well, all the black friends I have are Ethiopian. To be quite
Oh,
honest
okay.
with you, I don't really
Really?
have many. Yeah, I would love if you're an African American girl in my area. Hit me. That sounds really creepy, but but being so serious, like I would love more African American friends. I feel like I
Yeah.
just don't have them.
Okay, and this is the perfect like kind of segue into
Mm.
where we got this topic from, being Blackish, especially in Nova. So if you're familiar with like the DMV area, Nova, Northern Virginia, it's a predominantly white area. It's very posh,
Mm.
very like what is the word? I don't know.
It's rich. It's affluent.
It's very affluent. Yeah, that's the perfect word. And for some reason, affluent doesn't always go with like being black, and I don't really understand that bridge. But the area is predominantly white, and then I would say second is Asian, and so like a lot of the schools, both of the schools that we go to or went to, have been predominantly white schools, and so I actually wanted to ask Joyce a lot about her experience being mixed in a predominantly white area, and that's how we came up with this topic, right?
Yeah.
So I guess if you're open to being vulnerable, let the people know what I
Sure.
found out or what I learned about you.
Yeah. Where do you want me to start? Bikini?
Maybe like your experience at school, like if you felt different than your classmates, or if you even like identified how you feel connected to your blackness, like
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
I think one thing that,
Or if you
especially
do.
at school, or like at least with people my age, like
Yeah.
who I spend my time with, for a long time, it was so awkward. And even now, when this topic comes up, I get really like uncomfortable almost because everyone like always assumes I am supposed to have some sort of an answer, some sort of like a
Super true.
I don't know, something to think about it. But
Yeah.
when people like use the N word and they're not black,
Yeah.
like I swear everyone thinks I'm gonna have this egregious reaction.
Yeah.
Just like blowing up, or not even blowing up, but just like never talk to them again.
Why
Or
does
just,
that
like,
happen a lot?
Not like in front of my face, but
Okay.
I know people who do say it who are white.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and like a lot of times it'll be like caught on camera, and it's like sure they'll be canceled for like canceled whatever.
Right. Momentarily.
Right.
Yeah.
For a moment, and then people move on, and
Yeah.
it's fine. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. Like everyone makes a mistake, whatever. But it's the fact that like when it's done, it's not really a mistake. It's not like
Right.
it's like, oh my goodness, like I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Not that it matters to me personally. I feel like everyone, when that type of thing happens, it's like people assume that it's gonna be like a personal moment for me. Like me personally, I'm gonna take direct offense to it, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be something that I struggle with. But quite honestly, like it's not my battle. Like I'm not trying to fight racism within you. Like, you know, that's not my goal is to change every single heart. Like it's if my friends would be doing it, that would be a completely different story. But that doesn't
Yeah.
really happen because I don't surround myself around those type of people.
Mhm.
But recently, or like during summer or whatever, I found out my other friend goes to this. She's also Ethiopian, but she goes to this kind of school that's very similar to mine. You know, very white, very affluent, whatever.
Mhm.
And she was telling me about how there are like people, and everyone there is like really wealthy,
Mhm.
and there are people who are like just white families, and they like don't even let black people into their
I
house.
feel like we talked about this briefly, like in another moment, and we were like, wait for episode 4.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is when she was telling me all those stories about like what the kids say, how like one of her friends, like her guy friends, they were all like a basketball team going over to this guy's house,
Mhm.
and he like wasn't let inside. Like that
Oh, wow.
in this like time period, I think I've just been really like sheltered from any sort of racist like
Yeah.
accusation, whatever would have
Yeah.
happened to like me. I think it's just like if that happened to me, I don't know what I would do. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. That's like
Yeah.
it feels foreign to me. Like it's
Yeah.
like not.
Well, that's fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fortunate, yeah.
Do you feel like because I mean, when I met you, I knew you were black. So like,
Thanks.
do you think other people do you feel like other people may treat you like that, or you said you feel very sheltered? So does that kind of like go together? Like you don't feel like you've experienced racism in that capacity?
Yeah, I don't think I've experienced it to that capacity, but also I think I don't put myself in certain situations because I don't want to
Okay.
feel that way. I
Mhm.
know there was like a time that I went to this youth group, and it is predominantly white. I feel like a lot of Christians in the area are just like, at least from what I know, like very wealthy, like
Mhm.
really well off. White families come from Alabama or Tennessee, and they just come make life here.
Oh.
But they're nice. The families are nice. It's like the kids that are like not, they're like not very sensitive. And I remember
Yeah.
there was like a comment about some guy and his dog was barking at this like other black kid that was there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, my dog like hates black people."
Mm.
And it's like a joke within their friend group, and that's fine, but it makes other people like, it made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's not like all jokes have like truth
Right.
to them, and like
Right.
not really that funny.
No, and
But I
it's
think
like,
it's also really important to like socialize your animals.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so funny, but like when those jokes are coming up every like 10 minutes about something else, it's like, okay, like
It's not
not
funny.
that funny anymore. Like
Yeah.
it was funny the first time, but like
Yeah.
even then, like I don't, it's like not funny 'cause they can't relate to it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's different when it's like multiple like black people in a room. Just,
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like, what if, like, I had a dog and I was like, yeah, my dog doesn't like white people? Like, I feel like white people would take offense to it.
true.
And it's like, okay, so let's not say things like that
Right.
because it's not really that funny.
Yeah, no one thinks it's cute.
Yeah.
But what do you think, like growing up, how was being black for you? Like, was
Mhm.
it different, or did you surround yourself around a community that was like similar to you,
Uh-huh.
or like of other
No.
people?
Okay, so my experience was, like, super crazy, honestly, because, like, I am half Asian and I don't know if you know much about being Asian, but they favor the pale complexion, right? So like I mean you maybe knowing you maybe not, but you watch Mulan? Have you watched Mulan?
No.
See, I didn't think
Okay,
so.
but I haven't watched Princess Frog. Tatiana one.
Okay. That's okay.
So,
These are just
sorry.
before your
I've
time,
just-
even though that one's
yeah.
like so new.
I've only seen Pocahontas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pocahontas is cool. I mean, you see a lot of like these racial divides in a lot of these movies, but specifically like Mulan is an Asian girl movie. Like the main character is an Asian woman,
Yeah.
and she goes through like this becoming a woman kind of experience, and she has to like put makeup on that's like really light and stuff like that, right? So a lot of Asian culture is fair skin, right? They associate beauty and fair skinnedness, right?
Yeah.
So growing up, obviously, like I'm not even I wouldn't even call myself that brown, right? Like I'm pretty pale. I'm pretty light skinned, right? Like
Yeah.
people, I'm like fair light skin, right? People deny my blackness pretty frequently.
Really?
Yeah, they think I'm Hispanic, which is like understandable. But yeah, when I tell them I'm black, they're like, "No, you're not."
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
like,
It's so crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is insane. Oops. But anyways, yeah. So growing up Asian, my mom being an immigrant, I think she just like carried that with her. So she would make really like racially insensitive comments towards me, kind of protecting me from in her mind, right? Because what she knew was to be light skinned, to be pale, to be a certain specific to be a specific way to fit in the beauty standards, right? And I'm trying to choose my words carefully because one, I don't want to offend anybody, and two, I definitely don't want to misrepresent my mom. Like, I know her intentions are in the right place, but I it's still the reality, right?
Yeah.
And so like she would just like make some racially insensitive comments to me about me without kind of considering the fact that like she has a black child, right? Like, there's no way that I'm gonna be the level of pale you want me to be. Like, I'm a kid, I want to be in the sun, I'm gonna get dark, and like that's expected. But you know, with her mentality of a beauty standard being light skinned, she'd always be like, don't get too dark, like make sure you put on sunblock and all of these things. And like, I just think she just didn't have the awareness, and she didn't have the exposure that she does now. You know what I mean? Like, she was in the Philippines until she was a grown adult, and then coming here, and it's just like learning these things is kind of like a, not a rite of passage, but it comes with the territory, right? Like, you have to be exposed to things to learn about them.
Totally.
And so, you know, that was a really interesting experience. And like, my family, I didn't grow up with my dad's side too much, so I wasn't really exposed to my black side. I grew up in what I call like a predominantly Asian and then somewhat white house, right? Because my stepdad was white, so my siblings were Asian and white, you know. So, and then the schools that I went to were like all white. I mean, like 99%, faculty included. You know what I mean? And like, that's cool, but it wasn't.
Cool.
It wasn't the space to like give me an experience to become who I am now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't become who I am now because I grew up in these spaces. I kind of grew up who I am now in spite of that, right? And so where things kind of changed for me was when I went to middle school, because I went to a very diverse middle school. And that's where I made the bulk of my friendships, like, that have lasted. And like, the people that I'm still friends with now are mainly the people that I met in middle school.
Oh.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful experience. I mean, like, my middle school was like predominantly Hispanic, but it was still more diverse.
Right in, girl.
Literally. But
she was
yeah,
like, my people.
literally, I thought I was Hispanic for a minute.
Hola.
Stupid. But yeah, like, it was beautiful to be in a space where the minorities were white, or the minority was white, right? Like, there were 30 kids in the class. 25 of them would be Hispanic, 4 of them would be black, and 1 would be white, right? And then sometimes we'd have an Asian person, and it was probably me, right? And that was nice, because it was such a change of pace from being the only mixed person in the room. Like, I was going to school with like, everybody was either like yellow or white. And I'm sorry, is that rude? Sorry.
I think you can say it.
I'm yellow.
Asian, yeah. So chill.
Maybe I should just stop. Maybe we just stop on our head. But anyways, it was just very interesting, right? And so then when I went back to high school, and that was like an all-white experience again, I was like, this is weird. This is weird. This is very different. But what I guess presented for me. Yeah. Sorry, I had like, my mind went somewhere else. But what presented for me after high school was that like, I still went to a predominantly white college. I guess I can say it now, I went to Virginia Tech.
Dun dun dun. People are gonna go back and find you.
I know, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I didn't really exist. I just worked all the time. But when I went to Tech, I made it a point to like immerse myself in Black culture a little bit more. Like, I was hanging out. Unfortunately, like, I would say the majority of our athletics department was like Black people. Because that's where they got the bulk of their non-white students, were like mixed. Like, the diversity was in the athletes.
That's slay. But I mean, it's like not slay for the overall, but it's slay for the athletic department. Like,
of course, because we was killing it, right?
We always.
Yeah, but
white people brand no.
You're stupid. Yeah, and so that's when I was able to like learn the other side of myself, right? Because I was like away from my hometown, away from my family, away from the people that I knew, and I was able to like learn other people, be exposed to other people. And that's where I was like I braided my hair for the first time. Like, I had so many firsts in college, and that's why I'm really excited to see like what your experience is like getting out of Nova, because like then you may
Bro,
dip your
even
toe into
now,
something
you're
else.
already helping me do a lot of my first, like my hair care routine.
Yes.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, I've been on a new hair care journey since the beginning of this podcast. You're probably like, Joyce, your curls look so beautiful today. Yeah, it's thanks to Gabby. Because she taught literally the first day she saw me, she was like,
It was not
sick.
that
I'm
bad,
sick.
but kind
Ran
of.
her fingers through my hair and was like, disgusting.
I
Went
was
to
a lot more
Target, and
gentle
she really
than
helped
that.
me. Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I mean, and I
What are you
felt
even
that,
trying
though.
to do right now? Like with your hairstyle, like what? No, but and I loved you for the support.
Yeah, and
I was
I felt
like,
it. I felt that like you needed what I had experienced already. And so I wanted to be that person for you because I didn't necessarily have that around me or in close proximity when I was your age.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's why I'm so excited to see like what this unveils for you and like how you kind of like what is the word, not like what is this, blossom?
Cherry blossom.
Like what do onions do?
Peel? You want to
I
peel
don't
my
know.
layers?
Yeah, like something like that. There's a word that I've been using this week, and I just am blanking right now.
Bloom?
Yeah, evolve, unfold.
Oh.
Yes. So I'm really
Love my-
excited to see like how things unfold for you, as you get to experience like other spaces that represent you in a different way, right?
Totally.
So just a little backstory. So you guys know how I met Joyce, and when I met her,
Because you watched
her
the
hair
first episode.
was untamed and a little bit unruly and undefined. And fortunately for me, I now being 26, I've like experimented with my hair. I've learned how to like embrace my curls instead of thinking like I'm only beautiful if my hair is straight, right? That was a
Bro,
stigma.
it's a process.
That's a stigma that I went through, especially
I
like
go
with
through
my
that
mom.
every 3 months. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like my mom has
keratin,
beautiful
keratin.
curly hair, but she didn't embrace it either because of her knowledge of beauty standards, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember like being a kid and we would have like formal days and I would do my hair curly and she'd be like, "Are you going to do your hair?" And that was a really traumatic experience for me, being one with myself, because then that's inadvertently and unintentionally teaching me that like the way that I am is not the right way or the best way, right? Or the most beautiful way.
Yeah.
And that was a really, really tough experience growing up. Just, learning to be who I wanted to be and who I am and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so when I saw you and I was like, oh, I can help her.
And you saw me in
'Cause
the
I've done this.
shadows. You pulled me out into the light. Thank you.
Literally. And literally after our first, I think it was our first, it wasn't even the podcast day. I think it was like our first meeting.
No, it was like our first meeting. She
Yeah.
locked me on site.
I was like, let's go to the
"You
store.
ugly hoe."
Yeah, I was like, let's go to the store and like let's talk about it. Let's get you the right
Yeah.
products. Let me teach you
We
like
did.
what is necessary. Yeah,
Still
and like
use
her
it
hair is
today.
evolving every week. I was telling her, I'm like, oh my god, your hair looks good. And she knows. Yeah, I gave her some tutorials.
Yeah.
We have
curly
yet to
cut
do
coming
like a
soon.
wash day. Yeah,
Oh yeah, we still need to do one together. And
Yeah.
and a
it'll be on.
styling.
It'll be on like a
You'll see the content, guys.
yeah.
Don't you
We'll
fret.
make sure you guys say the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a mid podcast sponsor, Bubbly. Dun dun dun. Guys, we couldn't do this LCI. We filmed these honestly at the butt crack of the evening. I was gonna say the crack of dawn.
I
it didn't
know.
work.
Not gonna work.
Coconut pineapple, honestly beautiful branding. Bubbly, your events are gonna be so beautiful and I can't wait to attend.
You
Gabby.
you know what this kind of looks like?
What?
Our outro. It's the colors of our outro. Thanks for
Yo.
watching.
Thank you, Bubbly. Bubbly, make an intro one. You
Yes.
got it, girl.
Yes,
We
purple.
can have our own
Purple.
flavor. It's
That'll be
purple and
cool. Yeah. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
1.
Woo!
We are
We never get to do that. Here,
today.
cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. A bink.
We
3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How is it so strong in flavor if it's 0 calories? Oh no, Gabby's been hit with itis.
itis?
I
No,
don't know
it
what
was
that means. Honestly, I just say it.
sleepy.
Oh, I thought it was like senior-itis. Like I'm done.
Exactly. The itis means you're done, like sleepy, like you're
Oh, sorry.
clocking out.
She ain't with the ites.
No, I'm not. No, it was like going down the wrong side, and it had like a really big bubble in my chest.
Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so sorry.
Is she sorry? Because she really looked at it. She's like, burp.
I really leaned in for it too. That is hilarious. Oh
is very
my
good, though.
goodness.
I do like this. Christian podcast. I guess.
Well, what'd you say?
I'm gonna say no.
Say it. Be transparent with them.
It'd be good with some liquor, like some Malibu.
Oh, so true.
Shout out Malibu.
Malibu
Girl.
sponsor us.
You're not 21.
I'm just kidding. I've never had that.
Yeah, she's going to college and going to.
Girl, just kidding.
Lord forbid that. Right here, Lord forbid that happens.
All right. Well,
but
let's
yeah.
hop back in. Thanks, Bubbly, for the spons.
Yes. So, where were
Where
we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were Asian. I mean, are. That's weird. Oh no, guys. Oh,
It's the
I
bubbles.
can't do this. I can't do this. Gabby has these big burps
What?
every single time we see.
You
each
always give me
other.
bubbles.
You're welcome. I'll make you all warm and funny inside. But did you have the cukes?
No, not yet.
Bruv, I literally got you 8 so you could pump them down.
Yeah.
I wish
I'm
I
gonna have
had
them
all
after.
8. All 8? You should.
No, I'm gonna
I'll
have like
time you.
2.
Have them all.
That's crazy. I would literally gag. I don't want to get over them. I like them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. You want to calm,
Yes.
induct
Take
them.
it slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay, let's think about this. So,
That really got me off my train.
I know.
Thoughts have
I know.
screeching
I'm
halt.
like thinking.
I'm like, is there anything else?
I'm like thought bubbles like black.
Yeah. Your thought bubbles are black and not white anymore. That's
Oh
really
no,
funny.
they say black inside with a question mark. black. You know?
I thought they were just black. You know how
Yeah.
it's like normally they're white?
Yeah.
I thought they were just black. I thought that's what you were saying.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm
I
skewed.
might have. Oh, I did ask you this already.
What?
And this may be alluding to like the next episode.
Gl-
Your mom is the German one,
Yeah.
so that means your dad's the black one. Oh, African.
Oh. Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it-
Ask your question before you.
Is your
before I tell you.
is your dad involved in your
Oh,
upbringing in
yeah.
your life?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll save that one for another episode.
But I did have something to say on that note. You just
Go ahead.
reminded me of a
Yeah.
black thought.
I hope we don't get canceled for this already. Like, I'm so sorry.
Guys, it's so funny. Please watch this podcast. Uh,
Don't lose your train of thought.
I'm not. So basically, my dad is Ethiopian, and growing up, like there was a point in my life where I started to shift from being, you know, when you like gain your consciousness and you're like,
Mm.
oh, like I'm a live human, you know?
Yes.
And that is kind of the point of time where I kind of started to dislike my father just a little bit, just a weensy bit.
Okay.
And that resentment, this is a crazy phenomena that I genuinely want to study more at some point, but
Yeah.
that resentment towards him, like I started to dislike, you know, when you dislike,
Yes, the things about you that are like him.
oh,
Oh,
maybe.
that's absolutely how
That's-
I be feeling.
Okay, that's actually good. That's a
Yeah.
good topic as well.
I just got that one, so
That's
that's
a-
why I was like, I thought this was.
Oh, that's good. But I was thinking more of like the things that I think about him and his culture, like
Mhm.
culturally, the things that him and I see other Ethiopian people do,
Yeah. Oh, huh.
I dislike in
Oh,
other
okay.
people.
Oh, okay.
And I think
Yeah.
it's like a defense mechanism for me
Uh-huh.
to like not, like in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, you're so similar to him. Oh my God. You know, and I
Yes.
see these little like
Yeah.
notes. I mean, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. I did not mean to use the Lord's name in vain. But, but anyway, it would be like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like when he speaks Amharic, for example, if I hear
What is
someone,
that?
Amharic,
Is that your language?
that's not mine. I don't identify.
You don't speak that?
No, I speak German. See, I identify as like German. Pookie.
And see, that's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Fish.
Yes.
But the like when I hear that language, like
Mhm.
I it's like such a turn off for me for
You
some
get
reason.
triggered.
Yeah, but not like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to run out of the room, like I'm tizzying.
Being triggered just means you have
but-
like a negative
Yes.
reaction on the inside.
Yes. Well then color me triggered, girl.
Yeah.
Color me triggered. Cuz it's just not my vibe. And a lot of times, like specifically I had this one friend that was Ethiopian, and for a
Mm.
long time I really resented her, like
Mhm.
in my growing up phase.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I not like this girl? Like she is nothing but nice to me.
Yeah.
And I like really had to rethink it, and I think it is because she's like full-born bred Ethiopian, and my dad is full-born bred Ethiopian, and there were things I noticed, like correlations, like, and I could not stand it.
Yeah, you
So,
can unsee it. And
Here I am.
well, I'm really proud of you for being aware and mature enough to notice that,
Thank you.
because a lot of people would keep that animosity towards the wrong person and mistreat the wrong person, right? You're like, she's
Right.
been nothing but nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so that's also like, kind of what we talk about, I guess, between you and I, but then also like what we're kind of integrating in the podcast is like diving deeper in these moments, right? So like the things that like you disliked about her is only because of your unforgiveness
Yeah.
with him,
Yeah.
right? So like I would suggest, if I can,
Thank you.
yeah,
Please.
that you study it now, right? Because you said like, oh, something I want to study one day. Like, no, study it now because it will impact your relationships going forward, period.
Yeah.
Right? With men, with Black people, with other Africans, right? Because like
True.
the similarities will be minute. And so the similarities will be unavoidable then, right? And so like these are things that you don't want to carry them, right? Because like that's just only going to disrupt your ability to blossom.
Yeah.
Right? Do you
Giving
understand?
homework. Yeah.
Yeah, it is giving homework. But honestly, like it's really important to like be aware of the things that you dislike as a person, right?
Yeah.
Non-Black, everything non-Black aside, right? Like
right.
Black aside, everything you dislike, it's so important to be aware of it because of how it will translate into other things, right? And like, I mean, you're already 10 steps ahead because you know how it's translating and like you see how it's impacting you.
Yeah.
But to free yourself from these things is like when you have evolved, when you've become like the person that you want to be, when you are really free and when you can like really embody the Lord's practices.
Yeah. And that actually reminded me of like how the bare bones of Christianity, like forgiveness, love your neighbor as you love yourself, love God more than anything else, all of those like very, very simple things that everyone's like, okay, yeah, I do that. Okay, yeah, I do that. Like there's deeper spots in your life that maybe you don't.
Yeah.
And like that's where you can grow.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a true like forgiveness of someone who you just like wouldn't want to, or you're like, oh, this isn't gonna change anything. Like me forgiving this person doesn't do anything for the rest of my life.
Yeah. But it does.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's literally, it's been on my algorithm for the last 48 hours on Instagram, and that means it's because it heard me talking about it. But like forgiveness is something that I'm struggling with right now in this current season, and I can see how it's like impacting my relationships, the things that I'm harboring instead of letting go of, the things that like are holding me back because they're weighing me down, instead of like being able to prosper and like run instead of having to walk because I'm carrying so much, right?
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, I think at least for me, my dad being the Black one also, right? One, I think the more you learn about your own Blackness, the more you'll be able to empathize with like his own struggles, right? And in that will come another level of forgiveness, because then you'll be like, once you can empathize with it, you'll be like, oh, well, I know how hard this was for you. And now that I know that, I can understand how it was so hard for you to be there for me in the way that I needed you to be there for me, right? Because you were struggling, whatever. And as I think, like, as you evolve as a person, that'll come regardless. Like, it has nothing to do with being Black or your parents' relationships, but just like you yourself.
Right.
But specifically with like dads being Black, right? I feel like that's like its own, it could be like a whole podcast series.
Oh yeah.
Because like they come with their own struggles, like so many of them. And I'm pretty sure like we have
there's such
very,
a big
very
stigma
similar
on it too.
Yeah. But like
going out for the milk.
What?
You don't know that? It's like this whole thing. I don't know what type, I don't know if it has like a type of Black dad, but it's like a Black dad, and it's like a joke, and it's like,
oh, he never comes back.
Yeah, he never comes back. It's like, oh, I'm going to get the milk.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little painful.
Bad rap.
Yeah, bad rap. But it comes, all like generalizations and stereotypes come from some sort of truth, right?
Right.
So like at the end of the day, like how does these stigmas impact us? These stereotypes impact us in our literal person-to-person relationships, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, how vulnerable are we going to be on this podcast?
100%, baby.
Really?
Yeah, let it loose. Let it rip.
Do we have time to
rip that Band-Aid off?
To be vulnerable?
Gabby, there's always time.
Yeah, but like let's be considerate of
Yeah.
people. I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be easier for me if I ask you a question.
Okay. And then
Yeah?
you'll open up.
You can reflect the question back later.
Okay.
After
Yeah.
you've already
I'll
taken
I'll
your
pass
turn.
that Uno reverse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like, what are some things that you are disliking?
Oh.
Yeah.
Guys, this is so mean.
Okay. Well, just be mindful. He might watch.
Ooh, we're definitely not that.
I might send it to him.
You're hilarious. I'll block you. The podcast will be over in episode 4.
Shout out Mr. T, right?
Yes!
That's gotta be him.
Okay. You know one thing I've actually noticed in him that I really don't want in myself,
Okay.
that I'm being really mindful to keep like out of myself, is I don't know about now currently, but when I played travel volleyball for a long time,
Oh, cool.
and he like would take me everywhere, and when we were in public, like in front of my team, he was like team dad. Everyone wanted to be friends with him. Like all of my friends were like, Joyce, your dad is the coolest. Like he's so nice. He's like blah 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 blah. All of these like incredible, hilarious, nice things about my dad, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like what? Obviously it was nice because it's always nice like being in a space where everyone likes you and it's like fun and upbeat, but I never really thought that much about it. And then when I like didn't like him, like I would like him out of the house and I wouldn't like him in the house. You know what I mean? It was like a double standard. Like out of the house, like you're the nicest person to everyone loves you, and like you have this great personality, super funny, super bubbly, and then you come home and it's like shut off completely and it's like you're a whole new person. And that is something that I really want to be cognizant of for when I grow up and like I eventually am coming home and like whatever, building my own family, but also just like coming home to roommates like during college and like other people in my life. And right now coming home to family, and I think like I too like embrace that bubbly, outward, outgoing, fun nature, and I don't want it to just stop when I come back home. You know, I don't want it to like turn off, because essentially that's like not even the real you anymore. Like that you're harboring two personalities within your one body, which is
you're like presenting.
That's like they're going to conflict, and that's just going to cause like more of a divide, which is so it's just like bad for you. It's like a psychopath behavior. And so in order to like conflict that, I've been really real with how I'm feeling, but a lot of the times it is just that bubbly energy. So I'm not going to just like shut down my bubbly side just because I want to be like real and raw the whole time. Like that can be the real raw me. So I think that's something that I have learned that I disliked in him, but I'm learning to love in myself and like overcome within myself before it's too late to overcome. Not that it's ever too late, but you know?
Yeah. So practicing being authentic all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to ask like what you dislike about his personality at home?
Yeah, he's just like really disrespectful to my mom.
Okay.
And I think there have been just certain altercations in my house where it's like you're not a man of God, and even then like it's okay because we all have our own faith struggles, like that's fine. But then it like goes a step further and it's like you're not even like being a father right now, or like being a husband, or like being there at all.
Yeah.
Like he's in my life, but like from the hours of like midnight to 4 a.m. he's home. You know what I mean? Like and he's just sleeping. So it's not like he's like present. He's there, but we don't it's not necessarily like
emotionally present.
Right. And it's honestly, it's better that way. I really prefer it that way because of the way that he was when he would be home full time. It was like way more stressful for everyone in the house.
Yeah.
He would just like bully my mom into all of these situations. And that was like when I was too weak to fight. I didn't have these muscles. But now I think it's better that he just stays away because it's just better for like my 3 younger siblings, myself, my mom. Like it's just more peaceful that way. Exactly.
Yeah.
But how about you?
Well, I'm sorry that's
Sorry.
let's not jump too fast, okay? Well, I'm very sorry that obviously I think we've talked about this before a little bit, right? But like that never is easy.
Yeah.
But I am really interested to see how in the years coming, as you face adulthood on your own, how you're I guess what is the word? Like
We got it. Let's break it out of there. We got the other one.
like your image of him.
Oh.
Like, yeah, there's another word. Like
perception
of him, how it changes
yeah
as you face the responsibilities of adulthood, right? Because like
yeah
the stress, the duality that I'm hearing in him, like not that I'm saying that I'm not trying to justify any of his behaviors, right? But
Yeah.
like I said, like the more you start to understand like the struggles he's going through and how they like poke at you and then you
yeah
become the person you don't want to be, right?
yeah
But you know, I mean, obviously, like we're never justifying being disrespectful, being violent, being angry, like being angry is okay. But like, you know, I think sometimes it's also really hard for like the kids to be exposed to these things because they don't know like parental relationships, right? Like what
Right.
parents agree on,
yeah
or what they forgive in each other because, you know, things are just really complicated. It's really, really hard.
yeah
And um, also, what I was talking to somebody about before was that like a lot of people, including myself, like we're exposed to the conflict, but we're never exposed to the resolution, right? Like our parents forgiving each other after a fight. We hear the fight, we see the fight, we're in the fight, but we never see them make up, right?
Yeah.
And like I feel like that is something that is like slept on. Like we need to see more of that so we can one be better conflict resoluters.
Okay.
Resolvers.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, I like
resolvers.
resoluters.
I like resoluters
It's
too.
cute.
But conflict resolvers. And then also like we see how the forgiveness is exercised, right? Between each other, between two people, because like sometimes it's only even one person and
That's
you have
so
like a negative image of the one person, but you didn't realize like this person forgave them for a reason. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this person,
I actually literally have never thought about that. That's so true. Like, I feel like it's so like, you know, when parents will do like therapy or something and they'll like almost like hide it away from their kids and
Yes.
if it's like something so like
yeah.
bad or something like that and like never expose them to it, just like you said. That's
Yeah.
so like such a place for them to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
Because that's where they can like ultimately see the full picture.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well, I don't think the kids need to be in the therapy session,
No,
but
no,
maybe
no,
to
but,
be
like-
privy to this information that like these things are being worked out and this is how we're handling it.
Yeah.
And why we're doing it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
at a certain point, you know, teenagers are so aware of like what's going on. You can't avoid it. And so I feel like there is a certain level of discretion that could be permitted to the right child, to the right circumstance, at the right moment. You know what I mean? Like everything is in moderation, right? Like you don't need to know everything, but to know that like, yes, they fight, yes, they resolve, and yes, they make up and they talk about it is really important, whether this is your family or just like any family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because these are things that, at least for me at this point, like these are the things that I'm thinking about because I want to have a family, right? Like you called me old as
All
did.
please.
Yeah, literally. You're gonna have to add that in. It's a sound there. It's there. Oh, you got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're really worried. Don't start sweating on the mic.
I was already
Sorry.
sweating. No, but anyways, you already told me I'm really old. So it's like these are the things that I'm worried about, right? Like, am I gonna carry
Let
my
me just
trauma
say,
to the kid?
I'm excited to see you blossom as this, because you're like adult, you know? So I'm going to blossom
I'm not.
into like kind of adult, probably similar.
And this is what I'm
You're
saying.
going to
I'm not
blossom
an adult
into
yet.
big boy family adult.
I'm gonna
One
be I'm
day, closer than I am.
closer. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
the thing is this is what I'm saying. Like the fact that I'm just feeling like an adult now, and I've been experiencing adult things for a long time, is like
It's called patience.
no, girl, it's called maturing slowly in God's time and grace, okay? No, because, like, seriously, there are so many things that you have to do to be responsible because you're of age, but you are
Yeah.
not mentally there, right? And, like, so I'm just here now. And so, like,
Welcome.
for us to be having these conversations, you're so annoying, is, like, I'm really, it's going to be, like, a full evolution for you. It's going to be so many years.
I'm excited. Like watching you just bloom into this pooky little flower with pooky little babies. Boop 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 boop. Maybe they'll be on an episode someday.
Heck no.
Oh, we're not gonna
really
be going
far
that long.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah. So, you know, I'm really interested to see how these things will evolve for you. And like, I'm gonna say it now, just in case like things change. You gotta go. You need to refer back to things. Like, I will always be here for you to like talk about these things as you get older, and like be that person to like try to.
They'll be here with us too.
Hear you. Yeah, but here,
But here.
really here.
Yeah.
You know, like tangibly here.
Yeah.
So
Aw, shucks. You even disrupted the angle for our hand tug?
Yeah, that was really
That's
hard.
so cute.
I almost
and
messed
your
up the
shoulder,
mic.
you
Yeah.
almost broke it. What the heck?
Love. But yeah, so it'll be really interesting. Let's see what else. Let's see. I had some more feedback on that.
Well,
But honestly, like,
let me Uno reverse.
Okay, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
We got time for this? 'Cause I think it's time to go.
Okay, you're right. We do.
No, it's okay. We can flip it first.
Okay. Not you wanting to be coy. What has been the biggest? I feel like I'm like writing a paper.
I
have
know.
been.
You're like,
What's been an influence of your BD? We'll call it Black Dad, not Baby Daddy. Black
Oh,
Dad.
I was like,
yeah,
huh?
I know.
Okay,
I knew you went there. You
I was
sexual little freak.
that's not even true. Okay.
What has been the impact of your BD? Not being because not
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
What has been like that impact in your life, and how have you seen it like impact?
Yeah. Me, like who I am now.
Yeah. Like shape you into
Terrible.
Shed a tear, girl. With the
I've
clickbait.
shed a lot of tears. But
One day we'll shed. One day we'll be like sweatpants, ice cream shedding tears.
maybe not.
Just kidding. Think fun here. It's fine.
But
A girl can dream.
keep dreaming. But
Keep dreaming, Squidward. Is that something?
I don't watch SpongeBob.
Me neither.
Yeah, why
Wait,
would you
why-
use SpongeBob when we don't watch that? Am I looking like Squidward? I sound like Squidward right there.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways. My dad was there-ish. He's like 25% in and out here and there when he wants to be,
hate that.
what works, when he's available, when he can, when he thinks he can, you know? And I think it's changed, right? Like, as I'm telling you, like the perception has changed, right? Like how it's impacted me. In this current season, what I feel I'm missing is the discipline of a man, right? Like men come with this like structure, with this like fortitude kind of, and discipline, mentality. Like those are things that are implemented, and like toughness from the father figure, you know? And like I had a very, very wonderful stepdad. Like, I don't want to discredit him, like saying that like I didn't have anything, you know what I mean? Like he was wonderful, but like the parameters that my parents set up, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so important that we learn as we age the things that our parents established that we weren't privy to, right? Like the reason my stepdad kept a distance was because what my mom had asked, right? And that's the arrangement they made. So where I was growing up thinking like, well, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing, like, no, that was what they discussed. And I didn't know until I was older, right? And then I was like, oh, well, I could have cut him some slack if he would have told me. And that's where it's like, I'm interested to see how that impacts you one day, right?
A hidden agreement.
Maybe, I mean, parents do that, right? You'll have your own kids one day and you'll see like, oh, I don't want them to know this. I don't want them to be aware of this. I don't want to do this in front of them. And like, but it will impact them, whether it's in front of them or not, right? It impacts something, right? That's just how life works. And so, yeah, my stepdad was what a father should be, right? But having a dad, somebody that like disciplines you, somebody that comforts you, is a very different experience than a father, in my opinion. And so, like, the expectations of a father to me are like the protector, provider, you know what I mean? They are there, they show up, right?
Yeah.
But then a dad, I feel like that's like the emotional side of being a father, right? Like it's about like teaching you the lessons in a very forward and protected way, but also having like that gentleness to know that like I've always got you, right?
Yeah.
And that's like something where it's like, oh, that's where I'm like, now I'm like, oh, I'm lacking discipline, and like all of these things that I could just attribute to being a not great person or not being the person that I want to be, that's not like developed or mature to a space, but also recognizing that comes from a gap in my development, and that being a place of my dad, right? And so like that's okay now, but now I know like I'm aware of my gaps. I'm aware of like where I need to put a little bit more effort.
Bridging
I need to like literally bridging the gap.
Good as.
Yes. And so, you know, just being keen to those things has helped me, but it also hurts me, right? Because I'm like, well, if you were there, I would have, like I
Yeah.
could have had this if you would have, and like
Yeah.
it's a pain and a blessing at the same time, right? And
Yeah.
so that's where I'm like, you know, learning my relationship with God has been so beautiful because he's the father that I needed always, right? Like he loves in discipline, right? He loves you, so he disciplines you. He doesn't let you run willy-nilly and that's because he loves you. He's trying to protect you. He's trying to teach you, right? And so like learning that was so beautiful because it was like, oh, well, I always have a father. I'm always loved. I'm always protected. I'm always going to have somebody that's looking out for me and like always going to be there for me. But in that same space of learning the love, I also learned where I wasn't loved in my life,
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, this sucks because now I'm even more aware of how you failed me or didn't, or your shortcomings or like where I've been missing you, right? Like, oh, I thought it impacted me just because like, I didn't have a dad at a certain daddy-daughter dance, right? Like, my dad showed up for some of those things, right? But like, still, like when I was younger, I was like, it was limited to that. But now as I'm evolving and my perceptions are evolving, this is where I'm seeing, right? And so, yeah, it's an interesting duality. And that's why I think in my maturity, I'm learning that like two things are existing at the same time, right? Like, I didn't have a father, but I have a father. I'm protected, but I'm out here alone. It's like all of these things at the same time. Like, my father wasn't there, but he was also struggling with his own things, right? He had things that were holding him back that held us back. And it's like, all of these things that you just don't always understand, but you feel them, right? You feel the gaps, you feel the missing presence, but like you can't understand it yet. And so it's like coming with age, I'm like, oh, okay, I see this is my gap. I see how this has impacted me.
Yeah.
And like God helps me through that. But then I notice like my resistance to his discipline, to God's discipline, is because like I didn't have my dad teaching me in real time.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Oh, girl. Am I thankful for my dad for my college essays?
What do you mean?
They just made my essays so rich. Like you were saying blessing, and I was like, so true. Like they gave me like character. When
What gave you character?
Just like some things I went
Your
through.
Oh.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so
writing those
confused.
essays, bro. No, like
The trials.
the trials, the tribulations, the traumas, the
Literally.
TTTs. Girl, we should have an
Triple T.
essay called
Triple T
an essay. Oh, I meant a pod.
podcast. Yeah. Triple T podcast.
Yeah,
Coming soon.
to theaters near you. But honestly, I think it really like when you like just know that you've like gained so much character and like personality and like you're just so funny because you went through something.
Yeah.
That is so us.
Yeah.
Look at us go, girl.
Absolutely.
But anyway, this was a beautiful podcast.
Yeah.
Really, I'm proud of this one.
Proud of being Blackish.
Hey!
Woo! Dang, that really hurt.
What? You're such a millennial.
I should have been like, high five.
You should. I wish they could hear us flex. We're so jacked.
Oh my gosh.
No, but honestly, it's been really fun. We could go into this topic for probably 4 more hours. So there's going to be more podcasts with, similar TTTs, similar vibes. And we'll just keep getting into the nitty and gritty of Gabby as we evolve as beautiful little Bookies in this big wide world. But yeah, do you have anything else to add, Buki?
No, but we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what you thought of this podcast. We know we opened up. We talked about some really deep stuff. And, we definitely touched on really gentle spaces, talking about like
Oh my God.
race, ethnicity, and then talking about traumas with like missing parents and like pains from negligence of sorts, right? So let us know if this is something that you like, something that you disliked.
Let us know what you want to hear more about. Like if you like, we're like, oh,
if you like the TTTs, let us know because we will be talking about it.
Right.
Yeah. And also we just want to remind you guys that you are loved and this is a safe space for your pain, to bring your pain, and that we're all healing together. This is a journey of life, and God got you, we got you. So keep persevering,
keep being you, Buki.
You are beautiful.
You are loved. Not us giving them affirmations.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Thank you for watching. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.